Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Mad Knives, a 5-album, 5-movie sci-fi concept project. And today we're kicking off a brand new video series where we talk through the drum grooves for each song on the first album. Today is the first video for the first song. It is entitled Come On Out to Space. Let's get into it. Show the logo, play the music. Okay, so the reason we're talking about the drum grooves on this particular album is that they are fairly unique. They come from a drum book that I wrote, actually, called the 10/8 Drum Method, Quintuplet Drum Grooves for Modern Backbeat Music. Very fancy title. But the idea is that they're all based around quintuplets, which is 5. So the number 5 has been a theme in this whole project for this entire time, and this is basically the foundational reason for that. So the easiest way to think about this drum groove is you can imagine, like, drummers will know a 12/8 groove, like a church groove we sometimes call it, which sounds sort of like right, like it's got triplets on the top. So we take that same idea, and instead of triplets on the top, we're going to put quintuplets. So it's going to sound something like this. And those are quintuplets. 2, 3, 4, 5, got 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, got 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is the very basis of the grooves for this entire album. And luckily for this first song, it contains the most basic version of this groove. So this is in 5/4 time signature at 260 beats per minute. And let's go ahead and listen to just the drums for this first basic drum groove from Come On Out to Space. Okay, so that's the basic drum groove, the first groove in this song. And I'm going to try to write this out for you so that it makes a little bit of sense. So we've got 5s in the hi-hat on top, right? And we're going to imagine these as 1/8 notes. So the first groove is very simple. Kick on the 1, snare on the 2. Just like that, very basic. And then the thing I've done to sort of improve this, or to give it a little bit of sauce on the actual record, like just to give it a little more feel. And this is the verse groove on this song. So what I've done is I've accented the hi-hat on the 4 of each of these quintuplets. So let's go ahead and play the version that sounds like this. So that's the version that actually appears on the album with the accents on the 4 of each quintuplet. And just so you can get a feel between the two of these, let's play a clip where I do 4 bars of this basic groove and then 4 bars in this groove with the accented hi-hat. So let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so that's the basic idea for this first groove. And now that you've heard the drums, let's listen to it in context in the instrumental version of the demo for the song, so you can hear what it sounds like with all the other instruments and everything else involved. Okay, so that's the first groove that shows up in this song, Come On Out to Space. Let's go to the second groove, and this one is, again, fairly basic, same structure. Fives on the top, except this time the kick drum is happening like this. So it's happening on the first, the fourth, and the fifth of the first quintuplet, and the fourth note of the second quintuplet. And this one I'm doing with a little bit of a washier hi-hat, so but no accents to worry about. So let's go ahead and play this groove number 2, the drums only, from Come On Out to Space. So that's the basic groove number 2, and the only thing that happens different about that one in the song is that I also play it on the ride cymbal at some point. So let's do a clip with drums only going from the hi-hat into the ride, which also includes a very basic drum fill in this quintuplet environment. And now that you've heard just the drums, let's play these sections in context in the demo with the instruments so you can hear how it all comes together. Okay, so that's the basic idea for these quintuplet grooves. There are a couple things to remember if you're going to practice these, and of course you can get them in the book, but the way to practice it is it's basic. It's the same way you would practice any other drum stuff or anything for a musician. Slow it down really far at first. Use a click track. I use a click track really a lot set in that 5/4 time because you can get those quintuplets basically is what's happening. So like in this one, we're doing 5/4 time at 260, which if you did the quarter note pulse, I think that would be like 52 or something like that, because we're setting the metronome at the quintuplets, which is going to go along with the hi-hat. And that's the easiest way, at least for me, to get these fives in my head. In Western music, drummers especially, we don't play around with quintuplets very much. So there is like a real learning curve at first, just getting fives, just hearing quintuplets. And I would suggest starting there. But once you get into trying to play these drum grooves, slow them down, use the click, focus on the quintuplets in your right hand on the hi-hat or the ride cymbal. And I treat those quintuplets in my right hand like the grid, basically, for everything else that's going on. So especially when I first started playing this stuff, it was really hard for me to actually get the kick drum and the snare drum to line up with the quintuplets in my right hand. My brain would want to throw the kick and the snare like sooner or later, and they kept on ending up in between hi-hat hits and stuff. At first it was very, very weird, but the way to get into it is the same way that we've gotten into everything since we started practicing when we were 12 years old. Slow it down, use the click, focus on what you're doing, and only speed it up once you can actually play it correctly. Very, very basic guidelines for learning anything, and they still work for the 10/8 drum method. So if you want to get into it, check out my book. It is just pages and pages and pages of these grooves, hundreds of them, all in this same quintuplet format, and with different variations for half time, double time, what you can do with your right hand, accents, open hi-hats, all kinds of stuff that you can use to flesh out this whole technique. That is available on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Other than that, you can follow the channel. I'm releasing this on both of my channels, the Dirty Bandana Drum channel and the Mad Knives channel. Follow either one of them for more content like this, and check out the Mad Knives if you haven't looked at it yet. It's the musical project I'm doing to actually employ all of these strange drum grooves. That's the album this song is coming from, and that's a whole big project involving a lot of stuff that I'm really basing around this whole quintuplet method. So follow the channels, like and subscribe. You can check me out on Instagram at the Mad Knives. And other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.